Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcast Network this Wednesday night for race number 4 in the Modified Madness Tour. That's right, folks, the Championship Racing Association back in action this Wednesday night. The Tour Modifieds and the SKs battling it out across short tracks for 22 weeks. And tonight it's going to be exceptional as we're going to the big track, New Hampshire. That's right, New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Loudon, New Hampshire. It's going to be a great race coming at you, 100 laps. We're going to go to the Star Spangled Banner. When we come back, we'll bring in the race administrator and get some information about what you can expect here at New Hampshire this evening. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcast Network. Whether you're catching us on YouTube or through the iRacing Live portal, my name is Dustin Caldwell. I'll be bringing you the action here tonight as we have the Tour Modifieds and the SKs or Light Modifieds battling it out on one track, 2 classes, 1 track coming at you. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going big-time racing. That's right, in the tracks that we've had in this series so far, they have been shorter tracks. But as we take a look at the race information on your screen, here at New Hampshire, we're at a 1-mile track, which is definitely going to stir the pot and make things very interesting for the light drivers, as these Tour Modified drivers have the higher horsepower. More powerful cars are going to be coming around a lot faster and lapping these light cars a little bit quicker, which is going to make things very interesting as far as the racecraft and dynamic of racing you're going to see here tonight. Weather information down there at the bottom of your screen, 68 degrees in the air, 44% humidity, but take a look at that sky. We've got a clear sky tonight for racing. 95 degrees is the temperature down there on the track, which is going to make conditions very slick once they get some rubber laid down on this 1 mile track. If you've tuned in and watched the past couple of weeks, Christian Peterson has been one of the dominant drivers up in the Tour Modifieds. So you definitely want to keep an eye out for this driver here tonight. He's looking really solid. Back in the lights, it's been a good battle between Brandon Simmons, Philip Temples, Jody Green. Those are going to be the three drivers to watch out for. Jody Green looking like he's got the pole here tonight, the number 13 light modified. Philip Temples, the 91 as well. So we'll have to see how this will play out. It's been a shakeup other than Peterson up in the Tour Modifieds. Wayne Sheeta and Seth the Merchant have been a fast contender to be able to chase down that fast driver of Christian Peterson. Looks like the driver's meeting has been concluded. We're going to bring in now the race administrator for the Championship Racing Association League. That is Kyle Barnes. I'm going to bring him up into the booth with me here to talk a little bit about what we can expect at this, what we would call a big track. Short track definition, 1 mile or less, Kyle. But tonight, for this Modified Madness Tour, it's going to be a big track and an interesting dynamic with these Tour Modifieds. What can we expect?
I think we can expect some drafting coming into play heading into tonight's event, especially with these Tour Modifieds, the gear that they have in them. They're really going to have to keep their momentum up, and I think the draft is just going to help them do so, while the SK Modifieds, or Modified Lights as we call them at CRA Modified Madness Tour, those guys will have a little bit less of a gear, so when they get to the end of the straightaway, they're going to be knocking off that chip, and that draft isn't going to help them as much.
It looks like it's going to be a great dynamic. One of the things we talked about last week coming out of Lanier, we were talking about the difference between the SKs and the Tours as far as guys forming an alliances between the two classes to be able to throw some blocks. What can we expect with the light guys knowing that they're going to get lapped probably a little bit more because of the higher horsepower out of these Tour Modifieds that they are pushing? What can we expect? Where would you have to pinpoint on the track is going to be a crucial point for these viewers to watch as far as blocks being thrown by the light class?
I think definitely on the entry to the corner, and if that happens, then we could possibly see some wrecks tonight. But not just the entry, it's also going to be at the exit as well. These Tour Modifieds, like you mentioned, have so much more power than the Modified Lights. So when these Modified Lights and the Tour Modifieds get back into the coal in the center of the corner, the Tour Modifieds, even though they have a lot more gearing, are still going to get into the throttle and down the straightaway a whole lot quicker than the Modified Lights. So that means that these Modified Lights can definitely move high or low, try and block their lane, and try and stall their movement.
Well, one thing we see here tonight, a new guy making his presence here. It looks like Matt Laventure will be starting on the pole for the Tour Modifieds. What can you tell us about this driver?
Interestingly enough, he's actually one of Wade Cheetah's friends from another league here on iRacing. Really good guy, really hard competitor, but I think Wade Cheetah actually just brought him in here as a little bit of a backup, maybe a reinforcement plan heading into tonight's event. So it could definitely be interesting to see what Laventure has up his sleeve.
One last point I got to make going back to talking about the racecraft and what these Tour Modifieds are going to have to deal with here tonight. We look at that big back straightaway, we look at that big front stretch. These light guys do not have to yield to the Tour guys, so what would we expect? Is some of the guys going to hold the outside lines in the light class, or do you expect them to move over and allow the Tours to have that outside line?
I hope they don't move over. These fixed setups on these Tour mods and the Modified Lights are both very, very stable anywhere you go in the corners, and these guys can definitely make up time whether they go high, low, or anywhere. So I think it's going to be more fun if these Modified Lights just hold their ground, run their line, and get the Tour Modified guys to pass them as it should be.
And real quick here before we finish up, talking about Philip Temples and Jody Green. A little bit of animosity last week in last week's race coming into tonight. What do you expect out of these two drivers?
I think it's going to be interesting, but I think Jody Green has his target set more so on Jason Freeman than Philip Temples. Those two have been joking around on the drivers chat page on Facebook, but you can definitely tell that Jody Green's a little bit sour about what Jason did to him entering turn 3. They're coming to 2 to go last week.
And it looks like Jason Freeman's going to be starting close to the back tonight, so definitely be out of the way early on for Jody Green in that 13 light modified. We'll have to see how it all pans out here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Kyle, for joining me into the booth. We look forward to some great racing action at this 1 mile oval here tonight.
Thanks for having us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The rundown from the league administrator himself, Kyle Barnes, giving you some insights on some of these drivers. And again, starting tonight, the 18 car, Matt Laventure, will be starting on the pole in the Tour Modifieds with his buddy Wade Cheetah in that 12 Tour Modified to the outside. So a little bit of teamwork up front in the Tours. DeMerchant and Farlow will be back there in third and fourth position. Hallinar and Rigo will be fifth and sixth. Neff Crowell will be 7th and 8th, and LeBayer, Mecca, 9th, 10th. Leverett and Strakota will be through 12, and Robbie Bundin and Barry Hines will round out your Tour Modifieds here tonight. Looks like Jody Green will possibly be sitting on the pole. Philip Temples, Brandon Simmons, Benny Ellison, Scott Naslin, Kevin Hash, Zach Knowles, Jeff Ryan, Jason Freeman, and Alan Wild, as well as Lauren Roberts, will round out your light setup or light lineup here tonight. And it looks like everything is ready to go. They are ready to make their way to the grid here tonight. Again, folks, 100 laps of good, pure, grassroots, open wheel, modified racing action coming at you here at New Hampshire. And I appreciate you tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, whether you're catching us on the iRacing Live portal or through YouTube. You can find us on the web at forgebroadcasting.com. And it looks like drivers are set to go. As we take a look down there towards the grid, they begin lining up out there on the track on the front stretch. Take you down there and show you some of the drivers here tonight before we get started. There is your pole sitter here tonight. Matt Laventure, New England driver, will sit on the pole with his buddy Wade Cheetah. Those are your top two in the Tour Modifieds. Jody Green back there, though it shows 16th position, will be your pole sitter. It looks like we might have a late change, as it looks like Lauren Roberts actually goes to the pole in qualifying. So it looks like the 82 will be starting on the pole, and Jody Green to the outside. Those will be your top two in the lights. Again, this is the Modified Madness Tour this Wednesday night. Big time track racing this week. We'll be off next week, but back on July 6th as we go to Irwindale for 200 laps of short track race action. Pace car ready to take these guys around their pace lap. They only get one tonight. You can definitely tell these drivers are raring and ready to go here at New Hampshire. And the pace lap begins. Laventure and Cheetah. And it looks like Laventure having some problems early on. Not sure if they're going to give him an EOL, end of line penalty, or what is actually going on there. We'll have to get that figured out, get some information to you. So might have some early on changes in the lineup. Pace car into the backstretch. It's going to be 100 laps of modified race action. They've got plenty of room to race here tonight, folks. Take a look at that backstretch. There should be plenty of room for give and take, but there's only going to be one good line to run here tonight. Into turn number 3 they go. Pace car will be set to go into the pits this time around. There goes the pace car. Flag man ready to give the signal, and there it is. The green flag flies. We are off to the race for race number 4 in the Modified Madness Tour. A little bit of connection issues with some drivers as they come down the backstretch. Seth DeMerchant with the race lead through the turn 3 and 4 for the Tours. Has Wade Cheetah back behind him. Here they come for the first lap of the race. And DeMerchant will go to the race lead. Folks, want to make an interesting point here tonight. I do not see Christian Peterson out there on the track. Did not show up here in New Hampshire, so that's going to put some interesting points here going into next week. But it is a good battle between Cheetah and DeMerchant up front. Back in the lights, look at this pack battle back here. Philip Lights, Jody Green battling out at the front of the lights. As we follow that 91 car, that is Philip Temples, making his way into the front stretch. Now has a Tour Modified. Here comes Marvin Turnmeyer, one of the Bash brothers, in that 16 Tour Modified to the inside of Philip Temples. And you can see early on they are finding the best line here at the track. Single file line. Let's jump back up front with DeMerchant. It's a now 3-car battle as Brian Neff enters the picture in that number 60 car as they work their way into turn number 1. DeMerchant has the solid line as you see him coming out of turn number 2. Leads that number 12 car of Wade Cheetah.
All right, man.
And it looks like we're going to have a caution flag early on in this race here in lap number 4. And taking a look back, go back and follow Lauren Roberts here. Let's run back a replay camera and see if we can capture the action. And that's what happened right there. 82 of Roberts is going to get spun out. Let's go back one more time. We'll take you on board. Carolina driver here tonight requesting an EOL early on in the race, and there's a little bit of contact. Looked like with Hurlburt. Interesting point about that number 28 car of Nathan Hurlburt. They call this guy the Wrecking Ball. It's a league nickname that he's got from a couple leagues ago, or a couple series ago in this league. Had some animosity with him early on in the race at USA. So we take a look at it. That's going to bring out the first caution flag of the night. Top 5 rundown in the bottom left for the Tour Modifieds: DeMerchant, Cheetah, Neff, Rigo, and Crowell. We'll round out your top 5. Back in the lights, we have got Temples, Knowles, Green, Wild, and Simmons. This is the Modified Madness Tour here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. This Wednesday night, we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll have some more modified race action for you folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT Series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the pace car makes its way into the pits
Green
here.
flag, green flag.
Lap number 9 coming at you. The green flag's back in the air. It is DeMerchant and Cheetah up to the front into turn number 1. Some great side-by-side action as we take a look back through the field. Total car count tonight. We had a total of 30 modifieds battling out, and take a look at that shot. Everybody's trying to find a position there, coming down the back straightaway here on lap number 9. Out of turn number 4, DeMerchant has the lead. And it looks like Brian Neff is going to try to challenge him here into turn number 1, looking to that inside groove. And Neff diving it down. He's going to challenge for the lead. And it looks like Brian Neff comes to the lead here on lap number 10, and Cheetah. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, the 12 of Wade Cheetah looks to the inside. And that's going to try to push Seth DeMerchant back to third, and will do so in turn number 3. Nice little side-by-side battle back there between Crowell and Rigo. And here comes the cars through the start-finish line into lap number 11. As these modifieds barrel into turn number 1, they go to a single file line. Brian Neff, Wade Cheetah, Seth DeMerchant, Adam Rigo, Clint Crowell, your top 5. And whoa, somebody's going to get off loose back there. And it looked like it was Robbie Bunden. As we take a look back, the 87 car got a little bit loose in the back straightaway, connected with the wall. And this Michigan driver is going to fall to the back quick, fast, and in a hurry. Jumping back and taking a look at the lights, Philip Temples, your race leader for the light class. The Florida driver here tonight has Zach Knowles behind him in second position as they begin working their way down the back straightaway here on lap number 12. Jody Green, your pole sitter tonight, looking to battle up there with Temples yet again. Everything's pretty much in a single file line for the lights. Let's jump back up to the tours. Brian Neff now has a 0.4 of a second lead over the 12 of Wade Cheetah as they come down the backstretch towards turn number 3. As he makes his way into the front stretch. Brian Neff, one of the few drivers out there running an unsponsored car, puts a custom paint job on it, but he is doing it all alone, supporting his own racing habit out here in this Modified Madness Tour. Wade Cheetah back there in second position. Let's take a jump back there, and ladies and gentlemen, I did have a mistake earlier. It looks like Christian Peterson has joined the track. Kind of blended in back there. Used to seeing this 23 car up at the front. But he is back there currently in 9th position with the Tours as he comes across the start-finish line into lap number 15, nestled behind Don LeBayer, that 37 car. He'll try to pass him on the outside coming out of turn number 2. And Peterson now on the move up to 8th position. Working his way through this lineup. It's getting to be a good battle now coming down the front stretch. As Wade Cheetah looks to put some pressure on the number 60 of Brian Neff into turn number 1. These Tour modifieds are going to start to separate with every green flag lap that continues from these light classes, folks. Expect to see the light classes a little bit lapped here tonight. It looks like Barry Hines went a little wide back there. jumping back to the lights. Nice little pack battle we got here back with the SKs into turn number 3. Philip Temples leading Jody Green. 13 of Green right there behind that 91 of Temples as they come down the front stretch into lap number 17. You can see these two drivers have the good racecraft and a good setup on this car. It is a fixed setup, I will say that. It is a fixed setup, so really it just comes down to the sheer ability of this driver to be able to drive these cars. And these two drivers right now have a nice little gap, about a 3/4 second gap over Scott Naslund and the rest of the crew. Naslund back there in 3rd position. As we jump back to 4th position, it's a good pack battle here with Simmons, Wild, and Hash. Simmons up in the front of the two. Little side-by-side battle back there with Kevin Hash as they make their way through the second turn into the back straightaway. Into turn number 3. Still continuing to be a good side-by-side battle, and it looks like 25 of Wild is going to push high through turn number 4. That's going to set him back there in 7th position. Philip Temples and Jody Green still continue to battle it out up front in the light class. Let's jump up back up to the Tour Modifieds as we now see that Brian Neff has a 3/10 second lead over Wade Cheetah into turn number 1, going into turn number 2. These guys have a good 4/10 of a second lead over the rest of the field. Let's jump back. There's Clint Crowell in 3rd position, just in front of Seth DeMerchant. Peterson, look at the side-by-side battle here. An 18 car of Matt Laventure, your pole sitter here tonight, requested the EOL for the Tours as he battles with the 17 of Adam Rigo. Rigo's going to take the position. Laventure now loses a position to Christian Peterson. Peterson on the move. Take a look at that. Just like that, gains 2 positions on 1 lap. And Laventure now finds himself back with Rigo through turn number 4. Rigo is going to lose out a position to the 18 car. So Adam Rigo goes back to 7th position. And here comes some lap traffic for the 60 as Brian Neff makes his way through turns 3 and 4. Looks like Zach Knowles is just ahead. This is where the racecraft is going to come in for these drivers to get around these lights. And the lights, folks, do not have to yield to the Tour Modifieds. Actually, that's Jeff Ryan there in the 3 car as he comes down the back straightaway. Oh, and Cheetah's going to have to go low into turn number 3. They get around that first light car. As we see Jeff Ryan, the Georgia driver, now becoming a pivotal part of this series as these Tour guys got to start to work the inside groove to get around this 3 car. So Neff and Cheetah, some contact back there with the wall. And a little bit there before turn number 3. Looked like Seth DeMerchant made some contact with the wall. As we follow Jeff Ryan, watching Adam Rigo go to the inside across the start-finish line into lap number 25, quarter part of the race underway to being completed here tonight. Brian Neff now starts to work through the meat of this light class as he heads towards turn number 3. Looks to the inside. That is the 25 car of Alan Wild as he goes to the inside through turn number 4. And things are going to get dicey for the Tours. Again, the only thing really separating these Tours from the lights, folks, is horsepower. Things are starting to shake up, and somebody got loose. out of turn number 2. Philip Temples and Jody Green still battling as Green now looks to the inside through turn number 2. Putting that pressure on the 91 of Temples. Jody Green in that 13 car running that unacceptable racing and Griffico property management car now works his way through turn number 4 into the front stretch, putting the pressure on that 91 car of Philip Temples. And to the inside he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a new leader in the light class as Jody Green takes it away from Philip Temples. Temple's not ready to give it up. Take a look at the swaying action, trying to find a better groove to get around that 13 car. And just as he does that, here comes your race leader, Brian Neff, to the side of Philip Temples as they come down the front stretch. So now the two leaders meet for the first time on the track as Neff passes Green. That is your two leaders right there, folks. Both classes, Brian Neff in front of Jody Green. Here in lap 29. Some great race action taking place here tonight. So we see Brian Neff right here. Let's jump back and see there is Wade Cheetah. See that little construction-like tail on this car. The number 12 red-white car goes to the inside, passing Jody Green now into turn number 1. Clint Crowell has made his way up to 3rd position as these guys will take a look at that action right there out of turn number 2. Nearly 3 wide action as they come down the back straightaway. All this track to play with and nobody wants to give an inch. Through turns 3 and 4 they go. DeMerchant has a little bit of time ahead of the 23 of Peterson. If you're just tuning in to catch this for the first time, folks, Christian Peterson 2 weeks ago went green to checkered in the race lead for the Tour Modifieds at New Smyrna. Nobody could pass him. He had the fast car of the night and now currently in 6th position at this bigger track. So a neat little turn of events. Some of the guys finding their style of tracks, whether it's a 0.3 of a mile track, half-mile track, or like here at New Hampshire, which is a 1-mile track. And see some sparks come off the walls. DeMerchant made a little bit of contact, a little bit of battle up front, as it looks like. Crowd to the outside, as Laventure in the green car to the inside on turn number 3. Laventure working his way back to 4th position right there behind Clint Crowell. The side-by-side battle continues behind him as DeMerchant and Peterson trying to get around that 18 car. Laventure through turn number 2 in the lower groove will edge out the 35 of DeMerchant. Still trying to hold him off, and here's 3 wide action. They split the car. Take a look at that. The 35 of DeMerchant was to the high side. Peterson went low, picked up 2 positions, and now the 23 car of Christian Peterson is into 4th position. What a move into turn number 3. And Peterson looking to make his way up into 3rd position as he chases down that 48 car of Clint Crowell. A lot of great action up in the Tour Modifieds. Let's jump back and take a look at Jody Green and Philip Temples still continuing to battle it out in the light class into turn number 3. Temples to the inside of Green. Was looking like he was wanting to make a pass, was unable to do so out of turn number 4. Into lap number 35 they go. Scott Naslin back there in 3rd position tonight, looking really solid as we see a good battle going on here as Brandon Simmons, Kevin Hash trying to catch up, and we've got a guy a little bit loose there. Zach Knowles was up in the mix of the battle. So as we follow back, we're going to go back and take a look with Kevin Hash. See if we can capture who exactly got loose on the backstretch. So following the 0-3 of Kevin Hash across the start-finish line as he works his way in, coming out of turn number 2, we're going to see to the inside exactly who got loose. There's the battle there. See if we can catch a number on that car. And as we take a look, it's Zach Mecca, the 42. Going to back up our replay camera here and see what caused this 42 Tour Modified to get loose on the back straightaway. So as we follow Zach Mecca, battling around, looks like Barry Hines. Barry Hines in that orange 57 modified to the inside of Mecca. Very close battle as they come out of turn number 2. Mecca's going to get loose and was not able to gain control of it, and he's just going to go spinning around. So we bring you the replay one more time. We'll take you on board here with the 42 of Zach Mecca. So the battle with Hines through this turn, you're going to see a little bit of looseness. He's to the outside of Hines, and take a look at that, trying to hold on to it. Just does not have it. He's going to spin out. And that will bring out caution flag number 2 of the evening. Summary statistics. Yeah, second caution flag coming out for the night here on lap number 37. All the cars in the back straightaway. One interesting point about this track, folks, these guys are not allowed to take tires. So it does come down to tire management, and when you have incidents like we just watched with the 42 of Zach Mecca, that could make for a difficult night, especially trying to keep the grip on those tires. Let's see if we can get a driver interview as we jump back to the 91 of Philip Temples. Following this light modified driver all night, the good battle going on back there. We're going to see if we can get the 91 of Temples on the lines. Philip Temples, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What a battle you've got going on back there with Jody Green. Tell us a little bit about what you're seeing here tonight.
I think we're all just being a little patient right now.
What is it like in the dynamic to see these Tour Modifieds swimming through around you?
Nerve-wracking.
It's got to be interesting, but any quick shout-outs you'd like to give before you go back green?
Nah, I'm good.
All right, well, best of luck to you in the laps to come, Phil. Here we're on board as these guys are ready to go back to the green. It's going to be Neff and Sheeta up front. Here we go. Pace car into the pits. Lap 40. Green flag to fly.
Green flag, green flag.
It's in the air, and here goes Neff. Cheetah up front. Crowd.
All right, man. Caution is out.
And
Caution
we've
is
got
out.
a little bit of checkup action. And this one actually coming through a competition caution. Race control did not like what they saw. Excuse me, that's terrible English. Race control did not like how the field was lined up, as I get my words right here for you. And I think that caused some damage on another car. So you can see one of the drivers with a lot of smoke. look to see who exactly that was. There was a lot of checkup in the field, and I think race control saw the checkup, actually witnessed the checkup taking place, and they wanted to get a caution out before it created too much havoc on the field. So the caution flag will be thrown. 4 more laps of pace and action to come your way. Talking about the lineup in the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. Zach Knowles getting a wave around. We'll be back up on the iRacing Live portal tomorrow night for the Precision Racing League Formula Renault 2.0. They're going to be taking on Road America for race number 2. Had a great race at Silverstone last Thursday night. Friday night, we've got the Interleague Championship Racing. That's 4 different leagues battling it out across 5 different tracks, across 3 different cars, 15 total races in that series. They battle with the Gen 6, the Camping World trucks, and the Xfinity cars. That'll be Friday night at 10 p.m. See if we can get a driver interview here with Brian Neff as we look to get the 60 on the line. Brian Neff, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Hey, you hear me?
I got a copy, sir. Find yourself up front. We got that Winn-Dixie machine working your way now into turn number 3 on this pace lap. What has it been like to get around? You had to work your way up to the front and had a good battle there with Wade Cheetah. You found yourself in the lights a little bit there. What's that like trying to go through those cars?
Oh, it's not bad. The guys are really good about leaving room, you know. I just had to take my time when I caught the leaders of the lights.
What's it like as far as how's the car handling as he's progressed? And knowing that you can't take tires here tonight, do you find yourself driving more conservative, trying to stay towards the middle part of the track, or are you trying to dive it down in and pick up some time and try to put a gap between you and Wade Cheetah?
I'm just running my line. Place to be is in the middle or a little bit higher than that. Car's getting looser as we go, so you're going to see us moving up a little higher.
All right. Well, is there any shout-outs you'd like to give tonight?
I'd just like to thank Winn-Dixie and these guys for putting on this show. I'm having a lot of fun over here.
All right, Brian, appreciate your time. Best of luck to you in the laps to come, bud.
All right, man, thanks.
There you have it, folks. Your Tour Modified race leader, Brian Neff, in that Winn-Dixie machine. Go back to green. Light should be coming off the pace car this time by. We should be back to green on lap number 46. Edging closer to that halfway point tonight. I tell you what, folks. One thing I have got to tell you, I actually film for my local NASCAR home track. I'm out of Columbus, Ohio, and if you ever have the opportunity to go watch these cars live, it is spectacular race action. I'm kind of partial, kind of biased to it. This is my favorite style of oval racing. If you ever have the opportunity just to listen to the sounds of these cars roaring around the track, folks, it is amazing. As the pace car now takes them into turn number 3 here on lap number 45. Flagman ready to give the signal. It's going to be Neff Cheetah up front for the Tour Modifieds, Temples and Simmons. Back in the lights to battle it out. Pace car set to go into the pits this time by. There it goes. Flagman ready to give the signal as they make the way down the front stretch. The green flag flies. We are back to the race on lap 46. And that side-by-side race action through turn number 2 for the first 6 cars. Battling out Christian Peterson on the move. That 23 car Now up to second position into turn number 3. He's going to challenge for the race lead as they work their way through the fourth turn. Nearly some 3-wide action as Christian Peterson now looking back behind Wade Cheetah. Brian Neff finds himself back in third position down towards turn number 1. And Christian Peterson to the inside of Wade Cheetah. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lead change, and the 23, the driver to beat in this series, has now taken the helm of the Tour Modifieds into turn number 3 here on lap 47. What a move by Peterson. And Laventure held up there by Cheetah. Brian Neff will go back to second position and work his way up towards Peterson. Cheetah back there in third now finds himself battling with DeMerchant. DeMerchant to the inside in turns 1 and 2 of Cheetah. Out of turn number 2, DeMerchant's going to pick up third position. And wow, did we have some incident there in the first turn as we find our way back through the field. A lot of drivers look like they were getting loose. Kevin Hash down there on pit road. Let's follow the 99 of Zach Knowles, see if we can capture that action as it unfolded. So it looks like it was Kevin Hash. Excuse me, Brandon Simmons, I apologize. Similar paint schemes on the cars, so the 09 of Brandon Simmons had some issues. If we run back the replay camera yet again. Right there with Philip Temples. Just behind. Simmons, a little contact in the backstretch. See there, that 20 car to the outside. Incident's going to be right here towards it. 20 car is going to go up, and oh, what a tough break for Brandon Simmons. As Jason Freeman, the red car we saw, got up into the wall and came down right in front of him. Dial it back just one more time. We'll take you on board here with Brandon Simmons. Tough break. Check this out. Coming into the front stretch. Freeman is going to get up into the wall. So this is actually one lap prior. Good chance to show you the race action down on the field, folks. These guys are battling hard. Actually, we're on board with Mecca. If I could get on board with the right guy. Oh, what a night. It's Wednesday night, folks. Hump day. Have your issues. How about we go back one more time, just for old time's sake. All right, so we're on the right car here. Temple's up front, Freeman to the outside in the 20 car. You don't see him actually to the right. There's the wheels of Freeman. So as they come down the front stretch here, Freeman is going to get into the wall, consequently spinning out the 09 of Simmons. Right there it is. Ouch. That is a tough hit to take, and that's going to pretty much do some damage, possibly ending the 09's evening here at New Hampshire. With that said, Christian Peterson, what a move that was to get up to the lead after the restart. Really fought to that inside groove. As we see the 23 car make his way across that start-finish line. Peterson running the 6-man Inc. and the Peterson Irrigation sponsors on that car as they begin bunching up. It's going to be 48 laps to go when we get the green flag. So here with 49 laps to go, the 72 of Ray Farlow, the 64 of Alex Hallinar. 2 Tour Modifieds have succumbed to enough damage to call it quits for the night, and Robert Lacavara in the lights, the number 11 Modified, has also done the same. Pace car set to go into the pits. It's going to be Peterson and Neff up front. Pace car's in.
Green flag.
And the green flag's in the air. 48 laps to go. And here comes Christian Peterson into turn number 1. Excellent restart to get away from the guy that can put the damage on him, and that's Brian Neff. Brian Neff here tonight. Total of 37 laps led. You can definitely see why Peterson wants to put some distance between him and that 60 car. And Neff now behind DeMerchant coming out of turn number 4. Matt Laventure back there, new guy tonight, the 18 car. In 4th position, looking pretty solid. Little side-by-side action there between Cheetah. Cheetah just out ahead of it. It's going to be Adam Rigo and Marvin Turnmeyer. Turnmeyer's going to be to the outside of Rigo. Rigo in the 17 machine into turn number 3. Nice little battle for 6th position in the Tour Modifieds. As they make it away, a little contact there from Zach Mecca to the wall coming out of turn number 4. As they work their way, Laventure trying to hold on as Neff will go to the outside and pick up 3rd position, taking it away from Matt Laventure in the 18 car. Rigo and Turnmeyer still battling it out for 7th position now. Clint Crow in the mix. Crow is actually to the outside of Rigo as they come across the start-finish line. Crow will take over in 6th position with 45 to go. Let's jump back to the lights. And a good battle here between Temples and Green. Green to the inside of Temples wants that lead tonight, as Temples is going to make contact with the wall. Jody Green putting the pressure on the 91. Now looks to the inside of turn number 3. We got a door lock battle through turns 3 and 4. And Jody Green, look at this. What a battle back here in the lights. Jody Green cannot shake the 91 of Philip Temples. Let's see what happens here into turn number 1. As Green had a preferred line but pushed through turn number 2 as a nose over the 91 of Temples. What a battle for the lead. Into turn number 3, a little bit of contact. And that's going to push the 91 of Temples to the high side. Benny Ellison making his way to the inside of Philip Temples. Ellison in that 01 machine. Sponsors on that car, Fast Paint by Benny and CustomDirtCars.com. As we watch Ellison to the inside of Temples through turn number 2. Trying to hold on to 2nd position. Philip Temples here tonight. A lot of laps led pretty much the whole race, and somebody hit the wall back there. Looked like it was Jeff Ryan. That 3 car making contact, and Temples gets loose. If there was ever a fake out for pit road, right there it was, folks. Oh, and somebody goes flying. Take a look at that. Wow. I don't have words to describe Jason Freeman. Superman over there in that 20 machine. Let's go back and take a look. Something pinched on that wall, and that 20 car just went airborne. We're going to slow this up. Out of turn number 4, Zach Knowles to the outside. As we slow this camera up, let's take a look. Right there's Philip Temples. Jason Freeman's coming up. As we get down closer, look at the action, the pinch action. The 25, Knowles in the 99. The 25 of Alan Wild, and something's just going to pinch him. He gets turned, so Knowles turns him. And take a look at that action. Wow. Airborne. And Philip Temple's barely able to escape. Wow, Jason Freeman could have landed on the 91. That is, tell you what, let's go back. Let's go back just a little bit. We got to go on board with this 20 car of Jason Freeman. So Zach Knowles, the 99 car right in front of him. There's Jeff Ryan into the wall. Wow, did Jason Freeman have to go to the low side to avoid all that, and it actually benefits him as he's making his way up towards Jeff Ryan. Into the front stretch he comes, and here comes the move from Knowles, and right there, wow, take a look at that. Definitely an adrenaline rush there for the 20 of Jason Freeman. And that pretty much ends his night. So with 39 laps to go, Christian Peterson, your race leader, sent the Merchant, Brian Neff, Matt Laventure, Wade Cheetah, your top 5 in the Tour Modifieds, Jody Green, Benny Ellison, Scott Naslin, Nathan the Wrecking Ball Hurlburt, and Jeff Ryan, the top 5 in the lights. Not disappointing here tonight. Some great race action taking place here in New Hampshire. A little bit bigger track, a lot of open room, but no inches these drivers want to give to one another. We'll have to see how it pans out. We're going to take a short commercial break, folks. When we come back, the Modified Madness Tour continues here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Pace car into turn number 3. It's going to be Peterson and DeMerchant battling it up front. Green and Ellison battling it up in the lights. Here we go. Pace cars into the pits. Flagman to give the signal.
Green flag,
The green flag flies. 37 laps to go here at New Hampshire. And Christian Peterson not wasting any time, trying to put some distance. Laventure battling hard there with Neff. Neff to the inside in 3rd position. Laventure rallies back out of turn number 2 into the back straightaway. And these Tour Modifieds start to chase closer and closer to that checkered flag through turn number 4. Laventure, your pole sitter here tonight, trying to rally back behind DeMerchant. Looks to the inside. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, into turn number 1, the 18 of Matt Laventure, trying to get up into 2nd position. DeMerchant to the outside, not going anywhere. They are deadlocked down that back straightaway. Oh, and somebody's going to hit the wall. Gets off the track in time. DeMerchant was able to hold tight through turns 3 and 4. Hang on to 2nd position. Here comes Clint Crowell from 4th. Putting that pressure on Laventure to the inside. Will not make the move here in turns 1 and 2. Matt Laventure getting a dose of this modified and part of the madness out of the Modified Madness Tour here at New Hampshire. This is not an easy series to come into, especially 4 races deep into the schedule. And he's finding out that he's definitely got to work with this track and the groove. It's going to be 34 laps to go. Let's jump back to the lights as they're making their way out of turn number 4. Jody Green Benny Ellison battling hard down the front stretch. Jody Green tonight looking really solid, has looked solid all season long. He is working his way through turn number 2, and the caution flag's going to fly yet again. And it looks like this one's going to be chalked up to the 28 of the Wrecking Ball. That's Nathan Hurlburt. We run back the replay camera. Find out exactly what happened. Finding out how slick this track is getting as these guys are laying rubber down on it. Total of 30 cars here tonight. A little contact with the 27. I believe that's the 37, excuse me, of Don LeBayer, the Tour Modified. That's why you've seen that modified car come up so fast to the inside. LeBayer pushed right up into the side of Hurlburt, so Hurlburt spun out, but it was actually LeBayer getting into him. One more replay as we go on board here. Go on board with LeBayer. This is what it's like to be in a Tour Modified running through the lights, guys. And gals alike. Right there, the contact made. LeBayer spins out. Hurlburt actually spins out on the infield. We'll have to come back out onto the track. So with 32 laps to go, the summary statistics in your bottom left. Christian Peterson leading the Tour Modifieds. 5 lead changes up front tonight. 6 total cautions. And again, these guys are not going to look to get into the pits. If anything, they should have enough fuel. Maybe if they need a splash and go, but they cannot take tires. Enough can't be said about that. One of the rules the CRA administration implemented here in the Modified Madness Tour, these guys cannot take tires. And consequently, as we follow the leader, Christian Peterson, the first race at USA International, he went into the pits to get a splash and go and accidentally did not uncheck or tell his pit crew not to give him tires. They gave him tires and he was immediately disqualified out of that race. Came back in week number 2 with a vengeance at New Smyrna, went green to checkered in the lead and captured victory there last week. There when we were at Lanier, Peterson yet again wasn't quite as an easy battle, but he was able to hang on and capture the race lead at that track. Then you come up to the Super Speedway, or it's not Super Speedway, I guess you could say Super Speedway for the Modifieds, but you come up to the 1 mile track here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and he found himself back close to the bottom half of the top 10 starting out, rallied his way back, and hasn't looked back. It's total now, it's going to be 23 laps led when he crosses the start-finish line this time by. Lights should be coming off that pace car. It's going to be 29 laps to go when we get the green flag. And again, folks, appreciate you tuning in, whether you're capturing us through the iRacing Live portal or through YouTube alike. Always appreciative to see people out there viewing the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. I'm Dustin Caldwell, being able to bring the great broadcasting to you 6 nights a week. You can find us on the web and our lineup alike at forgebroadcasting.com. We are on Facebook at facebook.com/digitalforgebroadcasting. If you like what we got and you want to see some more action, join the chat out here on YouTube. Hit subscribe so you can stay in the know as to when our races go live. We have a variety of different races out here, from anything from Super Speedway action, Cup action, short track, street stocks, and even a Formula Renault 2.0 league. Through turns 3 and 4, it's going to be DeMerchant yet again battling to the outside of Peterson. Pace car into the pits. Flag man ready to give that signal. The checkup coming up front.
Green flag.
Green flag flies. 29 to go. And DeMerchant anticipating Peterson to take off, but Peterson lagged a little bit to slow up that 35. And now Peterson back to the race lead. down the back straightaway. Laventure, pole sitter here tonight, back in third. That 18 car, first night with the tour. Looking really solid. Out of turn number 4. 28 laps to go as we jump back in the line of Wade Cheetah. One of the guys battled early on for the race lead, and Rigo to the inside of Neff through turns 1 and 2. We'll be pulling Turnmeyer and Mecca alongside. And Laventure now looks to the inside of Demerchant through turns 3 and 4. That 18 car to the inside, trying to find that momentum. Will not have it out of turn number 4, looking to the inside of turn 1. Will he make the move? Not this time. So we jump back to the lights, and Benny Ellison now has taken over the lead in the lights. Jody Green back in second position. Jody Green tonight.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Led a lot of laps, and it looks like Adam Rigo is going to go for a spin down the back straightaway. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened with the 17 of Adam Rigo. As he works his way through turns 1 and 2. And he's going to get turned. So Adam Rigo gets turned coming out of turn number 2. Say that was Brian Neff that turned him. Right there's the action out of the back straightaway. Coming out of turn number 2, he's going to get turned. I think that might have been... Taking a look, it could have been Wade Cheetah. I don't think it was Wade Cheetah that turned Rigo. But Adam Rigo nevertheless gets turned into the back straightaway. So that will bring out caution flag number 7 of the night. Making it a little bit easier on this guy up front, the 23 of Christian Peterson. Back in second position, Seth DeMerchant. Running that PS Designs 35 Tour Modified. It's going to be an interesting restart, as now we're just under 25 laps, 3/4 of the race completed now. See if we can get somebody on the line here, get you another driver interview. See if we can get Scott Naslund here. Currently third in the light section as we look to get the number 33 of Scott Naslund on the line. Scott Naslund, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Well, you find yourself back in third position with the lights. Great battle going on. Jody Green and Benny Ellison just ahead of you have been battling out all night. You got a kind of a tour modified in between. Don LeBayer has spun out, I believe it was Brandon Simmons earlier. What is it like running back currently in with the lights and these tour modifieds all around you?
It gets a little hairy sometimes, but we're having a real tight battle up here up front. This number 3 car is giving me a little headache. He's gotten into me a few times, but we're trying to run a good race here, and we're getting ready to go green.
Any shout-outs you want to give real quick?
Just want to thank Come and Go Quick Stop and Crisco Shortening.
All right, best of luck to you, Scott. Scott Naslin there, the 33. Currently third in the lights. Number 3 car he's talking about, that's Jeff Ryan, the green car you see back there to the outside. Green and black machine. Also one of the newer guys. As we take a look up front, pace car set to go in. 22 will remain when we get that green flag. Pace car into the pits. DeMerchant and
Green
Peterson.
flag, green flag.
The green flag's in the air. Here we go. Laventure not wanting to check up at all. Boy, he was pushing Peterson at the restart. Christian Peterson to the inside of Seth DeMerchant, and a little close. Almost some contact out of 2. And these guys know it's getting closer and closer towards the end of the race. Start to see more aggression out of these drivers.
All right, man. Caution is out.
And
Caution is out.
somebody got loose. Looked like Zach Mecca into turn number 4, the 42 machine. They call this guy the Holy Man, running the Jim Beam and Mountain Dew sponsored modified. Let's go back and take a look. So a little bit of contact with Brian Neff. So Zach Mecca making that contact with the 60 machine. Neff will get spun out as well. They'll go to the inside of the track. And that's going to bring out the caution flag again. Getting close to the end of the race, folks. These drivers know it. And they're going to start to be more aggressive. One more time, we'll take you on board here with the 42 machine. Look at the restart right on the bumper of Wade Cheetah. He says stay back 343 feet. I don't even think that was 343 centimeters that Mecca was on him coming through turn number 2. Contact with the Neff to come up here in turn 3. There it is. Neff comes down into Mecca. And they both go spinning out to the infield through 4. So, with about less than 20 laps remaining as they work their way through turns 3 and 4, Christian Peterson finds himself at the front of the Tour Modifieds yet again. Total laps led here tonight for him, 31, about to pick up his 32nd lap in the laps led column. Coming across that start-finish line, Seth DeMerchant, eager to put a pressure on this 23 car to possibly claim victory here and steal one away from Peterson. Peterson looking for his 3rd win in the Modified Madness Tour. Benny Ellison back there in the lights trying to fight off Jody Green. Ellison's got a victory here for the lights in this tour. Laps winding down. Top 5 rundown up in the Tour Modifieds. Peterson, DeMerchant, Laventure, Crow, and Cheetah are your top 5. In the lights, we've got Benny Ellison, Jody Green, Jeff Ryan, Scott Naslin, and Alan Wild. Talking about Alan Wild in that 25 machine. Alan Wild, another one of those unsponsored cars out there, starting to look more solid as we progress here in the tour, and the schedule climbs towards that 22nd week. Alan Wild is off to a rocky start in the first couple of races, but has rallied back and now finds himself in the top 5 with 17 to go when we get the green flag. Pace car taking them down the back straightaway towards turn number 3. Cautions breeding cautions here late in this race due to the slick track. Take a look at the rubber down there on the track. You can see it as these drivers expend the grip off the cars. Pace car to go in this time by DeMerchant, trying to anticipate Christian Peterson's restart here. Peterson with the pace.
Green flag.
Green flag flies, 17 to go, and there goes Peterson. DeMerchant right there with him. Still not able to hang on. Laventure to the inside of Crowell. Battle for third, and Laventure takes third. Now Cheetah coming up to battle Crowell for fourth. And look at the move to the inside. DeMerchant trying to work Peterson. DeMerchant's got that preferred line now out of turn number 4. Will not have the speed to contest with Peterson. Into turn number 1. Peterson has the race lead.
All right, man, caution is out.
And some
Caution is out.
connection issues here, folks. Wow, we are having connection issues galore on the track. Few different drivers having some issues. Due to the connection issues, caution flag was thrown. You can see some of the drivers just having a little bit of issues here. While these guys pace, we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, more race action to come your way here on the Digital Forge Broadcast Network. This is the Modified Madness Tour. We'll be back right after this.
AMSLeague.com is the premier iRacing league for action-packed racing from green to checkered. Prepare yourself to start every week right with the AMSLeague.com Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series, Tuesday nights at 9:20 Eastern Time, right here exclusively on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. You will not find a better connected oval league and community in the iRacing service. AMSLeague.com provides the highest level of competitive racing while holding true to our Have Fun First motto. Prepare yourself for the best Tuesday night oval racing on Sim Racing Earth at AMSLeague.com. Also, check out our Monday Night Truck Series and Wednesday IndyCar Series. And remember, you can watch all of our Wounded Warrior Project Cup Series races live, right here on the Digital Forge Racing Network. AMSLeague.com. A premier iRacing league with a great group of drivers.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight at New Hampshire. Joined in the booth with me with Kyle Barnes. We had a little bit of issue as the pace of the caution flag was thrown, as what an iRacing driver or any iRacing person would tell you, Christmas trees is the term. Hashtag Christmas trees action going on. iRacing servers having some connection issues. Kyle, you joined me in the booth here. What's going on, bud?
Looks like we're just having some server issues right now. I got most of the field, most everybody in here actually is having some server issues. The only ones not affected by this are myself, Scott Naslin, Christian Peterson, and Adam Rigo. Everybody else is having some horrible quality and latency issues, so we're just under a short little, I guess you could call it a red flag delay. We're going to see if this fixes itself over the next 5 minutes, and if not, we're going to call the race as it stands right there, and we're going to end it early.
So with that being said, Peterson was out to the race lead. It looks like DeMerchant was running a little bit further ahead, so we'll probably have an unofficial, if that is the case, folks, we'll probably have an unofficial set of results for tonight. The CRA, Championship Racing Association League, will post the official results when everything gets sorted out. Would it be tomorrow, Kyle? Is that what what could they expect in the event like this would happen?
I would say probably by the end of an hour. I mean, it's not something that's going to be too terribly difficult for us to go back and look at. At the point of the caution, we would give out any penalties that need to be given out, and then we would just give the official results from that point forward. But that's if this doesn't clear up. We're hoping it does, and we can get back to racing here, but we'll see what happens.
Well, while we got you in here and while we have just a moment here, anything you want to talk about with the Championship Racing Association League, what things you got going on, things maybe coming up that anybody out there looking to get involved with a great racing league?
On Tuesday nights, we have our Super Speedway, Super Late Models, Late Model Stocks, and USAC Midgets that run. The Late Model Stocks and the USAC Midgets pair up on one Tuesday night, and then every other Tuesday night, we got the Super Late Models and the Super Speedway series as well. But it does look like the servers are clearing up here a little bit. I think we might be able to get back green. Looks like everybody's getting back in the 90s on quality, so I'm going to head back down to the Speedway and see if we can get everybody lined back up.
All right, appreciate your time joining us here in the booth, Kyle.
Thank you.
And Kyle Barnes joining us in the booth here, folks, provide a little bit of information what was going on. And again, virtual connections, virtual issues, a little bit of connection problems here with the iRacing server tonight, but that's all right. Looks like things have restabilized. We're going to see if we can get this race underway. Got about 13 laps to go here tonight in the Tour Modifieds. Good battle up front. Christian Peterson coming back from about 8th position here tonight. Started his way through the field early on. Got to the race lead in a total, as we take a look here, total of 37 laps led for that 23 car. Wade Sheeta has been scored a lap led, and Seth the Merchant 12 laps led. So we'll have to see how this will pan out. It looks like the green flag has been given to go. Consequently, not able to throw an official red flag, but they brought everybody down pit road. So we'll see what happens here. Drivers sitting down on pit road begin making their way back out to the track, so things have restabilized. Looks like we are going to get the go to finish tonight's race. Again, tomorrow night we're going to be up on the iRacing Live portal as well, covering the Precision Racing League's Formula Renault 2.0. Probably saw the commercial for it if you've been tuning into this broadcast. So race control down there on pit road working the lineup. Getting everybody resorted out. So while things get resorted out back here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, hopefully we can finish things tonight, folks. welcome back to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Looks like we got an unofficial pace car out here taking these guys back around. 00 here, Kyle Barnes, your race administrator, acting as the pace car here while everybody gets resituated, relined up. Just about under 12 laps to go. It'll be 11. Not sure, folks. I don't see lights on that modified pace car. So we can only anticipate that they're going to go back green this time by. So we'll see what Kyle Barnes in the 00 modified does here when he works his way into turn number 4. It'll be Peterson up front. DeMerchant battling to the outside, Green and Ryan battle out, and there goes Barnes. So it'll be 11 laps to go. Coming to the restart. There's the restart. 11 laps now remain. Christian Peterson with the race lead into turn number 1. Matt Leventure to the inside of DeMerchant. Battling their way. Oh, and Leventure's going to get loose into the infield. Looseness plaguing these Tour Modifieds late in this race. And it's going to be 10 to go when Christian Peterson crosses that start-finish line. Back in the lights.
All right, man, caution is out. Caution is out.
Oh, and the caution flag flies yet again. And oh, we have got a turtle on the front stretch. And that is Nathan, the Wrecking Ball Hurlburt. Let's go back and take a look at this action. Jeff Ryan goes to the infield there through turn number 4. And right about here, you're going to see some contact. That 25 car of Alan Wild. Whoa, talk about it. Wild up in the air. And that's going to put Hurlburt and the 28 machine up on his roof, tires up. Nickname the Turtle, folks, is what this happens here. And unfortunately, Nathan Hurlburt is going to be upside down. And I can tell that everybody wants to go on board with this 28 car, so let's do it. Go on board with Nathan the Wrecking Ball Hurlburt. As he's behind Jeff Ryan coming out, there goes Laventure spinning out. Hurlburt running that Insane Motorsports race car help in Performance Unlimited, as well as Hurlburt Wrecking and Demo. A little bit of contact, and that's what's going to get Ryan loose. Hurlburt made the contact with Ryan. Ryan went to the infield in turn 4. Alan Wild, and there is the contact. Oh, wow. Sparks flying. Tires up in the air, and he finally comes to a stop upside down. Nathan Hurlburt in the 28 machine pretty much will put an end to his night. So the pace car out yet again here as they work their way through the front stretch. Christian Peterson to pick up lap number 42 of his lead lap column here, crossing that start-finish line. 7 laps to go. Well, the guys, see if we can get a driver interview here with one of the light drivers that had a wicked crash here tonight. See if we can get Jason Freeman on the line, the number 20 machine. Jason Freeman, this is Dustin Caldwell. Are you there? Trying to reach the number 20, Jason Freeman. Are you there?
Yeah, you got a copy?
There you are. Well, what a night it was for you. Big wrecks here on the front stretch. We just watched Nathan Hurlbert go for a ride, contact with Alan Wild, end up on his roof. You had an airborne moment on the front stretch that pretty much ended your night. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened. I seen, well, they got loose in the back stretch and some guys were all over the place, so I kind of darted to the inside and just tried to stay to the inside there and come off turn 4 and seen the 91 was down on the inside. He started coming up and I shot that gap for the middle, and when he pinched us, I don't know if I got clipped from behind or what happened, but yeah, just that ended our night.
A little bit of turning action from Zach Knowles, which got you into the wall, and that Mellet Performance machine went for an airborne moment. Tough break there for you, Jason. Next week, though, or excuse me, a couple weeks, we're going to be back in action at Irwindale. What can we expect from that 20 machine?
Well, to tell you the truth, I've never been to Irwindale ever, so I wouldn't expect to be too good there, and I haven't been very consistent yet this season. I was able to put one together near Smyrna, but other than that, I can't seem to catch a break. And I just need to put a little more time in, get a little more practice in. I mean, tonight I had some issues, and I probably only had 2 or 3 minutes of practice, and that was about it.
All right.
Just got to get.
Go ahead.
Just got to get some more time in these cars and settle down a little bit, and I think I'll be all right.
All right. Well, appreciate you joining us here in the booth, and we'll look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks at Irwindale.
Thanks. See you.
Green flag back under the way with 5 laps remaining. Christian Peterson and Seth the Merchant find themselves battling it out. Wade Cheetah and Clint Crowell battling in the front 4, and Cheetah in front of Crowell take over 3rd position, and boy, is he really holding on to it. Fighting for positions. You can see these drivers in their aggression continuing as we get closer to the end of the race. Seth the Merchant trying to get around Christian Peterson, looking to the inside coming out of turn number 4. Will not have that momentum, so the 23 machine. Peterson Irrigation, the sponsor on that machine, and the Merchant tries to dive it down. In turns 1 and 2, not going to have it. Christian Peterson holding on, 4 laps to go. Caution flag comes out. This race is over, folks. Knock on wood. Grab your lucky rabbit, split something. We want to see this thing finish under the green. Peterson out of turn number 4 leads to Merchant. Let's jump back to the lights as Jody Green has retaken the race lead. Scott Naslin finds himself in 2nd position. Jeff Ryan, the number 3 car, in 3rd. Benny Ellison has fallen back to 4th position, just right in front of Alan Wild, the 25 machine. Jumping back up to the Tour Modifieds, coming down the back straightaway towards turn number 3 with 3 laps to go. It is Christian Peterson. And these guys are starting to sway a little bit through that 3rd and 4th turn. Down the front stretch, ladies and gentlemen, 2 laps remain tonight. It'll be the white flag the next time by, and Christian Peterson can smell victory lane. Wants to pick up his 3rd victory here in the Modified Madness Tour. Out of turn number 2 into the back straightaway, leading this. Oh, 2 cars. Laventure is one of them that's going to get loose. And now Crowell looks to the inside of Cheetah into turns 3 and 4, and the caution flag is going to put the nail in the coffin and give the 23 of Christian Peterson his 3rd victory here in the Modified Madness Tour, as now the white flag will come out. Tough break there. Jody Green will pick up a victory here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Scott Naslin in 2nd. Jeff Ryan will finish in 3rd position. Up in the Tour Modified, your top 5, Peterson. There it is on your screen. Peterson to Merchant. Cheetah held on. Clint Crowell was really working him. Clint Crowell will finish 4th, and Marvin Turnmeyer turned for the better. And that 16 Bash Brother machine will make its way up into the top 5. Coming to the checkered flag this time by Christian Peterson. Hear the excitement in the accelerator. Held off Seth the Merchant. And I tell you what, don't take nothing away from that 35 machine. Seth the Merchant was there with Peterson all night, battling hard, put some pressure on Peterson. But it was Peterson that was in the right place at the right time. Total of 48 laps led here tonight. says he started 27th. Back behind the lights. There was a little bit of a lineup change, and this guy, you can tell he's happy. Christian Peterson, running that 6-Man Inc. and Peterson irrigation machine, will pick up his 3rd victory in the Modified Madness Tour. Jody Green as well will pick up a victory. Jody Green running that Unacceptable Racing Griffico Property Management Tour Modified, or excuse me, Light Modified, will be the victor there. Peterson with the traditional burnout. Definitely a happy night for that 23 car after all the late race issues that came out. And Jody Green now to do a victory celebration for the light class. And decides not to. Just wanted to show up in front of the sign. Christian Peterson still giving off a victory celebration. So as we look to get some driver interviews for you here tonight, see if we can pick up one of the top 3 here out of the Tour Modifieds. Let's see if we can get Christian Peterson on the line for you. Wade Cheetah. I don't think Wade Cheetah is available for interview. Seth the Merchant doesn't look like he is available. So we're going to go live now with your Tour Modified winner of the night. Total of 48 laps led Peterson Irrigation on the sponsorship for the car, 6-Man Inc. as well. Christian Peterson, what's it like to pick up your 3rd victory here in the Modified Madness Tour?
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, can't complain. You know what I mean? It was a good race. I had to go from the back to the front, so you know that was interesting. But I think Seth, like I said, a couple of those guys are competitors each and every week, and if it weren't for those yellows, I don't know. I think we would have been able to race it out some more, and you might have seen a different result, but it would have still been nice to get this thing out front without all those yellows. But I gotta, can't complain. We got it out front and just kept it there. Even with those 4 or 5 laps to go at the end there, it felt good. And Seth said he couldn't get to my inside or anything, so
Going from a shorter track last week at Lanier, and we make our way up to this big 1-mile track. What did it feel like to be able to really hammer on that throttle here at New Hampshire?
Yeah, it was nice. This has always been one of my good tracks. I started driving this car like 2 seasons back. Seth and I have always had pretty good results here. We've always run the NASCARs, the A, B, and C cars here. So it's been good. This track's always been good for us. So it's good to pull out another W.
All right. Well, congratulations. Is there any final shout-outs you'd like to give for your victory here tonight?
I just want to shout out Seth. He did a great job. Wish we could have battled it out at the end there.
All right. Well, we'll see you in 2 weeks at Irwindale. It's going to be back to even shorter track racing as you guys will take on that California track. So we look forward to that. And again, congratulations tonight here, Christian.
All right. Looking forward to it. Thanks, Dustin.
All right. With that being said, we're going to go live now to your light winner here tonight, Jody Green. What a battle it was back there in the lights. Found yourself battling with Benny Ellison pretty much all night. Had Philip Temples up there early on. But after getting loose, Philip Temples fell back a little bit. And, you're able to hold on, be at the right place at the right moment for that yellow flag. But it was no easy feat. Tell us a little bit about your race tonight, Jody.
Man, tonight was a friggin' dogfight. It seemed like every restart, the tours didn't go when I went. I tried to wait on the green, and it was like I was going to run over them every single time. But it was fun. I mean, especially after last week, almost getting that win and getting turned at the last part. But this week was pretty cool. It was a hard fight though.
Tell you what, talking about being in the light class, we saw a couple of lights go airborne here tonight. Getting through all of that, taking that unacceptable racing in that Griffco property management machine to victory lane. What can we expect coming up in a couple of weeks when we go back to even shorter track racing there at Irwindale?
Man, I hope you see me up front again. I like Irwindale. Sometimes it likes me. I mean, it just depends on what time of day it is. And, I mean, it was a fun race. Benny was going to give me a run for my money, I know, but then we had that issue with the server, had the red flag. But I'm looking forward to the next race, man. I think it's going to be fun, too. It's always fun here.
All right. Was there any final shout-out you'd like to give for your victory here tonight at New Hampshire Motor Speedway?
Man, I want to give a shout-out to my teammates, Benny Ellison, Jeff Ryan. We're all with Unacceptable Racing. And most of all, I mean, Kyle Barnes, he puts on an outstanding show here. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better lead to run for. I mean, he knows his stuff. So that's it, man. Griffco and Unacceptable Racing as well. And let's go to the next one.
All right. We'll see you in a couple of weeks at Irwindale, Joey. Congratulations on your victory here tonight.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, folks. Well, what a race it was. We had some airborne modifieds. We had some battling out side-by-side, 3, almost 4-wide action here tonight, and a little bit of server connection issues, but we were all able to bring it back around and definitely finish this one out here at New Hampshire. Total out of the 100 laps, 15 lead changes up for the Tour Modifieds, 12 total cautions here tonight. Cautions definitely breeding cautions here late in this race as that track had some rubber laid down on it. Taking a look at the final results. Again, these are going to be classified as unofficial results due to the issues. But Christian Peterson for sure picks up the victory. Seth the Merchant, Wade Cheetah, Clint Crowell, Marvin Turnmeyer. Through the top 5 in the tours, Gareth Strakota, Barry Hines, Don LaBire, Zach Mecca, and Robbie Bunden through the top 10. Adam Rigo, Matt Laventure, Kyle Leverald will be through the tours. Jody Green picks up the victory for the lights. Scott Naslin, Jeff Ryan, Benny Ellison, Alan Wild, Nathan Hurlbert will be through the lights. And Brian Neff picking up 20th position overall. Philip Temples, Jason Freeman, Lauren Roberts, Zach Knowles, Brandon Simmons, Kevin Hash, Ray Farlow. Kyle Barnes even showed up on the track and got a position. Alex Halinar, Robert Lacavara will be it for tonight. Again, folks, we will be back on the iRacing Live portal tomorrow night with the Formula Renault 2.0 League for the Precision Racing League. But that will do it for us here tonight. Appreciate you tuning in, whether it was through the iRacing portal or through YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. You can find us on the web at forgebroadcasting.com. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow night.